OK, obviously the coach wasn't entirely happy, Eamon, with Uruguay's first performance, because he has made a couple of changes for this afternoon's game. But I suppose in the key positions, they remain the same, don't they?
They do, yeah. I mean, the central defensive pairing of Godin and Jimenez from Atletico is, you know, superb. And up front, the partnership of Suarez and Cavani should be. But Suarez didn't play well the other day. He looks a little overweight to me. You can see Rodriguez there on the left of midfield. He's got a good left foot. He could play. He's 32, so he's not going to bring down the average age of the side. In midfield, Betancourt, he played 21 games for Juventus this year in Serie A, and Vecino is on the books at Inter. I think more a squad player, but they have more than enough talent, you would think. The other huge advantage they have is height.
Yeah.
They're a big team, and Saudi Arabia are noticeably not. So from set pieces, corners in particular, you would expect Uruguay to be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and I know the age issue has come up with this Uruguay side, but I find it extraordinary in this day and age, Kevin, that somebody who's just over 30, maybe 31, 32, can be referred to as a player who's getting on. Surely that's not the case, and the manager has made the point, Oscar Tabarez has said, that he values the experience within the squad.
Yeah, and you know, 31, 32 is nothing. I felt physically the best I've ever felt at that age. You know what to eat, you know how to sleep, to recover. They're in a hotel, you know, they're not going home to mind kids or whatever. They're together, they're getting good meals, they're rest and recovery, massage. Sports science nowadays, they'll be so well looked after, that will be zero issue. It'll be a benefit to them, you know, that experience, been to a number of World Cups. You know, 31, 32, to me, is not an excuse, definitely.
And as well, being 31, 32, they should, I assume there's a sense of, you know, this is our last chance. Like, so a lot of players get back in the mid-30s, but not everyone does. Very few do. So those who are at the other side of 30 will be looking around at each other saying, you know, this is our moment. We deliver, or we'll regret it forever. Yeah,
and this is the case. You know, we've seen a number of coaches look into finding their best 11, particularly in the second phase of matches. Do you think that might be the case with Uruguay, that Tabarez actually sees this as a stronger side than the one he started with against Egypt?
I think if you go back to 2010, I think he used, I know they had a longer run in that tournament, he used every outfield player, I think, bar a couple of the reserve goalkeepers, and he said that you just don't know how a tournament plays out, you don't know who you're going to be up against, you don't know what type of player you will need that will suit each opponent. Obviously suspensions and injuries comes into it as well, but he's very much a coach that includes everyone on paper from the start, even those that don't begin the opening game. They're led to believe, you know, listen, you're going to play your part, so I'd expect more changes as they go. OK, that's Uruguay. Richie drew the short straw, so he's got to take us through the Saudi Arabian side. And again, changes have been made in a significant number too. There has been. I mean, the coach, expectedly so and justifiably so, got an awful time for the performance and the team selection on the opening night. So he has made changes. You could justify him making and changing the entire team. Ali Abdullahi comes in at the centre-half area. He replaces Omar Hassawi. Osama Hassawi is their main man in the central defence. He keeps his place. Abdullah Otaif, he's number 14 in the middle of the park. They look to play a lot of the football through him, and even the two wide players, Babri and Adesari, they look to get on the ball, have a bit of pace. They've made one change up front. Fahad Al-Muwalad, he comes in. Centre forward who played the other day was completely ineffective, but they were as a team. You know, I'm talking here about what these players can do or what the coach hopes they could do. None of them came anywhere near doing what they're capable of doing or what we're led to believe they're capable of doing in the opening night. So huge level of increase in performance is needed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth bearing in mind they were playing the host nation. And in their last friendly game, before we went to the tournament, they played Germany. And I saw that game. Germans had their full side out, with the exception of Ozil, and they won 2-1. And Saudi Arabia looked like they were up for it. They were passing the ball, they were sending bodies forward, and they got a goal. Had been 2-0 down at half-time, they got a goal in the second half. And I actually think, you know, the problem they have is they're physical. Physically, they're not really a match. Even the game we've just seen, you know, Morocco were physical against Portugal. It was a very physical game. But the result against Germany probably tells us more about Germany. It was a hint that they're not great. But whoever plays Russia, I mean, Egypt, I think, are a better side than they showed last night. Mo Salah didn't really get much of a look in. So Russia are on fire. And you have to bear that in mind when assessing what happened to the Saudis the other day. It won't necessarily be the same against Uruguay.
No, it certainly won't. And as you say, Eamon, Russia have the momentum, which is my favourite word in sport at the moment.